When I first got married, I never thought that the husband I love so much would drive me nuts. Today, I want to talk about the stages of marriage. My name is Jane Kuria, and I'm a counselor or a marriage and family therapist. When we walk down the aisle, it does not cross our mind that the person who has promised so much for us, for our life together, would hurt us at some point. And the first stage of marriage that I want to talk about is the passion in love. This is when you find yourself so in love, the feel-good hormones are very high. You love your husband. You probably feel like this is the only person who will fulfill all the promises that the previous relationship did not fulfill. And you find yourself not wanting to hear someone say anything negative about this person. So you're really, really in love. And this is the stage where you really love each other. And then you walk down the aisle, you become a couple. Now this is when you go to the second stage where you are now a couple. Becoming a couple is a really beautiful thing. You find yourself loving your husband, you become pregnant, you become two. When your friends maybe tell you you need to hang out and have lunch, you find yourself saying, "Oh, I'll consult my husband." This is the time when you're thinking in terms of two and not one, so because you have become a couple. And this is also the stage where you maybe have your first child. The guy is always accompanying you to the appointments. You're having a great time as a couple. And then it reaches a point, maybe after the children are born, you find yourself going through another stage. And this is the third stage where you start questioning, is this really the guy who promised me happiness, everything? And this is the disillusionment stage. This is the toughest of them all. I remember going through some really tough moments with my husband and looking at him wondering, did I make the right decision? Maybe there was someone better out there for me. This is a stage that really most couples, you either flatter or you become closer and you move on to the next stage. And this is the stage where you start looking at your husband or wife and you find that there are some things in them that are not perfect as you had envisioned in that first stage of falling in love. You find that this person is human. They are capable of making mistakes. You probably realize maybe he can or she can raise her voice in a way that makes you cringe because maybe they were having a hard time at work or there are certain things going on in their lives. So you start questioning this stage. You also find this is the stage where maybe you neglect yourself. You find yourself feeling like, I don't even want to make any efforts. It looks like this is it. This person is not changing. They are always grooming. The husband realizes maybe this woman is not the right one for me. And this is a really, really tough stage. If you're not careful, you may find yourself, you become roommates, whereby it's like you're just there because of the kids, or you find yourself really going through a time where you're trying to find each other, like trying to know really who is this person that I married. How are we supposed to raise these children together? Because his style of parenting is different from yours. He comes from a different family background than you. So you start challenging each other. You start bringing him into your box so he can fit in yours. He starts bringing you into his, and there's a lot of conflict. This stage comes, it's called disillusionment, and this is from the word illusion. In this stage, you burn illusions. You realize you married a human being. There's room for forgiveness. You married someone who can make mistakes. So it's important that you process this stage together. And now, once you're able to overcome this really tough stage, you find yourself going to the next stage, which is forming real love and connection as a couple. And this is the stage where you have overcome all the difficulties that you're going through in the previous stage. You're able to listen to each other. You're able to unite against maybe those in-laws. You find your husband, for example, having your back, maybe talking to the children and saying, oh, mom said so. And you find they're supporting you. They are still appreciating you despite your weaknesses. You find you feel safe. You become close. You become real friends, because this is when you have real love. You have removed the masks. You are not operating from a place of fear. There is a lot of love, deep, deep connection. And once you're able to now move from this stage of forming real love and connection, you find yourself going now to the other stage. And this is the stage where you're going to use the power of two to change the world. Your husband, your wife, you come together, you become mentors to other couples, you become good role models, you find yourself maybe speaking to couples in events, you find yourself maybe running programs to assist young mothers or young fathers. You're trying to make a difference and leave the world a better place. So it's important to know that when you're going through whichever stage that you're going through, you can process it and go into this very last stage, a better couple and a better people who can make a difference in the world. Thank you.